Isabella Higgins reporting there. The challenges of gaps in supply chains and the flow-on effect that has on what we see in supermarket aisles has been laid bare in recent weeks.
But what about the Australians on the front line who run farms and stations and are bearing the brunt of all of these matters? Lievre is the founder of Humans of Agriculture, which explores and captures the stories of those living on the land right across the nation. He joins us now. Good morning and welcome to Weekend Breakfast.
Thanks, Dan. Great to be here.
You've been spending quite a bit of time travelling around regional, rural parts of Australia. What are you hearing and seeing?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing kind of at the ground level, but right across farms, whether it's in Queensland, New South Wales or Victoria, where I've been in recent weeks, has been just the challenges which we've seen over the last couple of years of trying to get people and labour into the sector. But more so lately, it's actually, those workers who are fit and able getting access to the testing, which is going to allow them to keep working, keep them shearing, keep them picking, keep them packing, and food coming right through to the supermarket shelf.
Because that's at the core of many of these issues, isn't it? It's staffing and either managing staff if someone has COVID-19 or in some instances getting those staff, those team members into the country in the first place.
Yeah, exactly, Dan. And I think the challenges around COVID, it's been going on for a couple of years now. So many of these challenges, I think the ag sector's found a way to overcome them. But more recently, this access and the influx of cases has meant that, we're seeing workers who potentially are fit and able to be able to work isolating, whether that's because they've come in close contact or they've got a family member with COVID. So for us, that as a sector, that challenge is, we've overcome the last couple of years and we've kept produce up to the supermarket shelf where it's needed to go. But now it's whether it's inside the farm gate or in transport and logistics, I think that's where the challenges are really kind of starting to bear the front now.
Yeah, it's a good point about the logistics because we've been hearing a lot about truck drivers in recent weeks as well. Ollie, as you've been travelling around and talking to people that are facing all of these issues that we're discussing now, what are they saying about how they're navigating through these tough times, I'm guessing, for many?
I think for many of the farmers, it's they're used to facing challenges which are unforeseen, but these ones it's around time critical events. So whether that's getting produce out of the paddock and into the packing house, or as simple as shearing sheep, there's kind of animal welfare challenges which come off the back of that, which is what people are facing now inside the farm gate.
And in one of your podcasts, some of your guests were making the point that if there aren't the people there to do the jobs that need to be done, it doesn't mean that the milk doesn't still get produced by the cows, that, there are these flow-on repercussions, aren't they?
Yeah, Dan, absolutely. And I think, one thing, I know basically what people who I've been speaking to through the podcast have been saying is we've created a supply chain which nearly embodies this just in time. It's built on efficiency, and at the moment what we're seeing is a couple of those linkages are starting to crack or falter, and then that's having flow-on effects kind of down the supply chain to the farm gate. But I think for consumers what they're seeing is actually on the supermarket shelf, and it can be confronting seeing the lack of food that's on the shelf. But people are still producing it. It's just a matter of making sure that we can keep moving it and getting it to where it needs to go.
What was the inspiration behind your podcast series, The Humans of Agriculture?
I think I'm actually a city boy. So I grew up in the city, came into agriculture a touch over 15 years ago. And for me, the whole way through, someone kind of believed in me when I was 12 years old and gave me my first shot at being a paid employee on a farm. So for me, I've always been fascinated by the people. There's so many opportunities within the ag sector that are available. And so for me, off the back of the podcast, has really been about just getting a front row seat, being able to ask those questions and understand more for myself. But putting that out to an audience and a community which are genuinely interested in understanding more about our food and fibre system and the incredible stories of the people behind it.
As I've been listening to some of your podcasts in preparation for today, a couple of things have jumped out at me. First is the cracking stories that you've managed to track down and unearth, but also that resilience and tenacity that so many of your guests talk about when facing challenges.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's skill or more just good luck, Dan. I think it really
combination of both, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Over the last couple of years, I think, there's been the opportunity to get access to people and have a virtual coffee where you wouldn't have otherwise. But I think our sector is absolutely full of incredible people. And as we see kind of the importance of agriculture, and it's really being put on the national and international spotlight around some of our big challenges, whether it's food waste or climate, ag's going to have a really pivotal role to play in shaping the future we've got. And behind all of that is incredible people who are fronting up every single day, who are passionate about what they do. And it's not just about themselves, but it's about people, animals, the planet. For me, I just love hearing those stories and finding out more about it for myself, and our audience are the beneficiaries of that as well.
Look, just finally, I wonder if there's any advice that you've got for Australians watching and listening today about how they can better support those in the agriculture sector, particularly those that are doing it tough.
I think probably the big thing, Dan, has been just looking for Australian produce when you can. While you've got the chance to go into the supermarket and actually start to be interested in the products behind it, I think off the back of that, there's more avenues, whether it's Humans of Agriculture or otherwise, that are really showcasing these stories of people behind our food system. So I guess, at the ground level in the supermarket, look to support those Aussie producers and people who are then putting money back into rural communities and playing a really important role in our economy.
Yeah, good advice. Founder and host of the Humans of Agriculture podcast and commentator on the ag sector, Lievre. Thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thanks, Dan. Great to be here.